From the first moment you stepped into life's arena, you sensed something unsettling. Kindness alone was no shield. You've lived this truth, felt the sting of betrayal when doing the right thing earned you nothing but contempt. We grow up believing that honesty and goodwill pave the path to success, but the path rarely rewards benevolence. Instead, the world bows to those who understand its hidden currents, who navigate its undercurrents with eyes wide open. Picture a lamb in a forest of wolves, benevolent, harmless, trampled beneath ravenous feet. Now imagine that lamb learning the wolves' language, learning when to stand firm, when to yield, and when to vanish entirely. That's the transformation awaiting anyone who pairs their compassion with strategy. Compassion does not die at the altar of pragmatism. It becomes its own greatest strength when wielded with awareness. Enter Niccolo Machiavelli. He didn't offer a guide to cruelty. He held up a mirror. He peeled away the sugar coat of virtue to reveal human nature in its rawest form. Impulsive, self-serving, even cruel when opportunity beckons. In his writings, he never demanded that you forsake integrity. Rather, he demanded that you guard it. To be virtuous without cunning is not noble, it's naive. To be kind without strategy is not caring, it's surrender. Think back on the times you bit your tongue to keep the peace. You sacrificed your voice, convinced that goodwill would earn you respect, only to discover it invited exploitation. You gave trust too freely, assured that sincerity would protect you, only to find yourself cornered by cunning opportunists. This was not your fault alone. No one teaches you how to preserve your moral core in a world ruled by those who prey on innocence. Machiavelli's most famous counsel. It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both, is often misread as a call to tyranny. Instead, see it as an invitation to balance, to temper gentleness with resolve. Fear here means respect born of undeniable presence, not terror born of malice. It means projecting enough strength that others pause before overstepping. When you combine genuine kindness with an aura of authority, you create a force that neither repels compassion nor invites exploitation. This authority begins within. Imagine your reputation as a finely crafted lens through which others perceive you. A weak image distorts your value, rendering even your finest deeds invisible. A strong image amplifies your worth, ensuring that each act of kindness lands with impact. You must learn to sculpt this lens. Choose your words carefully, reveal your intentions sparingly, and cultivate an air of mystery that sparks curiosity. Silence itself becomes a power. Too many sacrifice secrecy on the altar of transparency, believing that absolute honesty is the highest virtue. But information is currency. To give it away indiscriminately is to devalue yourself. Instead, share only what serves your purpose. Let others wonder about your thoughts and plans. In every conversation, speak when it matters and remain silent when it doesn't. In that silence, others will project their assumptions, and you'll command their attention. Perception, after all, outweighs reality. You could be brilliant yet unheard, talented yet overlooked, simply because you lacked the knack for telling your story. The world does not reward raw talent alone. It rewards the narrative you weave around it. Craft that narrative with precision. Position your strengths at the forefront, frame your actions as purposeful steps in a larger design, and direct attention where you wish it to land. Consider unpredictability as your ally. Predictable behavior is a recipe for manipulation. Once people learn your patterns, they can anticipate and outmaneuver you. Break the mold. Vary your responses, shift your strategies, and keep your adversaries guessing. When no one can predict your next move, you become a formidable presence. Manage your availability like a rare commodity. Ubiquity breeds disregard. Scarcity breeds esteem. If you're constantly at others' beck and call, your time and attention lose their value. Withdraw strategically. Step back and let your absence speak volumes. Those who once took you for granted will begin to seek your presence, recognizing that each appearance is an event. Now, anchor yourself in emotional mastery. True power lies not in outbursts of anger or displays of passion, but in unshakable calm. When chaos reigns around you, remain centered. Do not let provocation unseat your composure. A person who cannot be rattled is a person who cannot be controlled. Train yourself to observe your emotions as passing clouds, never allowing them to dictate your actions. Finally, embrace patience as your secret weapon. Impatience drives most to hasty decisions and fleeting gains. The strategist, however, waits for the perfect opening, observes, calculates, then strikes with precision. Think of a hunter stalking prey. They do not fire at the first rustle in the bushes, but wait until their quarry stands in the ideal position. So too must you cultivate patience, allowing the world to reveal its opportunities before you commit your resources. This, then, is the beginning of your journey, transforming unguarded kindness into intelligent kindness. You need not abandon your values. Instead, armor them with perception, silence, unpredictability, strategic absence, emotional control, and timely action. With these tools, you will no longer be the lamb in the wolf's den. You will become a strategist who understands the game and moves on its terms. Now that you've armed yourself with the blueprint for intelligent kindness, let's weave these principles into the tapestry of your daily life, so that every interaction becomes an arena for strategic compassion. The morning ritual of presence. Imagine beginning each day with a simple exercise. Before responding to emails or messages, pause and visualize the persona you wish to project. Are you calm and collected? Are you someone whose words carry weight? Take a deep breath, center yourself, and remind your mind that every opening you offer shapes others' expectations of you. By anchoring your presence in stillness first thing in the morning, you set the tone for how colleagues, friends, and family will perceive your value throughout the day. Conversations as controlled exchanges. In every meeting, whether over coffee with a friend or across the boardroom table, treat information like a scarce resource. Rather than unloading every thought, practice calibrated sharing. Offer insights that serve your goal, but hold back enough to keep your listeners intrigued. If someone presses for details that don't benefit you, redirect the discussion to common ground or ask a probing question in return. This way, you demonstrate both generosity and discernment, signaling that your knowledge is valuable and not freely given. The art of strategic silence. You've learned that silence can command respect, but when and how should you wield it? Picture a negotiation where both sides volley proposals. Rather than rushing to fill every gap, make a deliberate pause after stating your terms. The quiet that follows will feel uncomfortable to others, and in that discomfort, they may reveal their own position or make concessions to break the silence. In conversations, a well-timed pause transforms your words into anchors that others must weigh carefully. Cultivating emotional fortitude. Life will test your equanimity through tense discussions, unexpected setbacks, or deliberate provocations. When you feel the first spark of anger or fear, use a quick internal check. Breathe deeply, observe the sensation without judgment, and choose whether to act on it. Over time, These moments of mindfulness build resilience. When challenges arise, you'll respond with measured intent rather than reflexive reaction, solidifying your reputation as someone whose composure never falters. Mastering the narrative of your image, your appearance, tone of voice, and even digital footprint contribute to your lens. Audit your email signature, your social media profiles, your voicemail greeting. Every touchpoint is an opportunity to craft the image you want others to see. Do they encounter consistency? Do your public messages reinforce the qualities you've cultivated internally? Authority, wisdom, approachability? If not, adjust them. The goal isn't to manufacture a persona, but to align external signals with your strategic kindness. The power of calculated absence. Imagine a peer who's constantly available. You ping them at all hours, and they reply immediately. Initially, it seems admirable, but soon their message becomes less precious, taken without thought. Contrast this with someone who responds thoughtfully, not instantly. Their reply carries weight because you know they chose to engage. Experiment with this yourself. Step away for a block of focused work, delay non-essential replies, or decline a surplus of social commitments. As you reappear selectively, your presence becomes a marker of importance. Unpredictability as a creative edge. Predictability dulls your impact. Introduce subtle variations in how you approach problems. Try speaking second instead of first in a brainstorming session, or propose an unconventional solution in a team meeting. Let your colleagues see that you're not bound by routine. These small shifts signal adaptability and keep others on their toes, an invaluable asset in any collaborative environment. Patience and timing in decision-making. Some of your most powerful moves will be invisible to others because they unfold over time. Perhaps you hold off on proposing a new project until resources align, or you bide your time before revisiting a stalled negotiation, knowing the other party may become more amenable. Like a seasoned chess player, foresee potential openings and wait for them to materialize. Resist the temptation to force progress. Instead, cultivate timing as an art form, guarding your inner circle. Trust is precious and scarce. Extend it only to those who have proven themselves worthy. In practice, this means confiding important ideas to a small group, observing how they handle that information before widening the circle. By doing so, you preserve both your privacy and your leverage. Others will recognize the selectivity of your trust and treat their interactions with you accordingly. Reflect and adapt. At the end of each week, take 15 minutes to journal. Where did you apply strategic kindness successfully? When did you speak too much or react impulsively? What patterns emerged in how others treated you? Over time, this reflective practice reveals both blind spots and strengths. Use these insights to refine your approach, ensuring your strategy evolves alongside your goals. Through deliberate application of these principles, your compassion remains intact but is no longer vulnerable. It is fortified. You become a presence that commands respect, a storyteller who shapes perception, and a strategist who uses silence, patience, and unpredictability to navigate any arena. Kindness, tempered by strategy, becomes your greatest asset, a power that neither betrays your values nor leaves you exposed. Now, as you step back into your life, carry these practices with you. Let every handshake, every word, every pause be infused with the intelligence of Machiavelli's lessons, so that you no longer merely survive, but thrive as an architect of your own destiny.